Your Week 7 edition of NFL Game Day is on the air. The Tennessee Titans are still your lone undefeated remaining team in the National Football League, putting a rushing attack on the Chiefs, the likes of which Kansas City has not seen since 1977. Somewhat ironic that a power outage would involve a team called the Chargers, but such was the case in Buffalo when the lights came back on. The Bills were the one with the star wattage and the win, something that eluded Peyton Manning in Lambeau Field for the second time in his career. A lot of people thought the Colts had turned the corner last week in their win against the Ravens. If they had turned a corner, they walked into an enlarged Great Wall of Gouda in Wisconsin.
Good.
They have Gouda in Wisconsin?
Gouda, they have all kinds of cheese in Wisconsin.
Welcome to this edition of NFL Game Day, along with Steve Mariucci and Deion Sanders. I'm Rich Eisen. Last week, 5 games were decided in the final 10 seconds or in overtime. Not so much this week. 5 games decided by 20 or more points.
That means blowouts.
Including, who knew, our first game on this list, Dallas and St. Louis. Is that like the Bushwood Country Club there?
Some T.O. gear, baby.
Is that what Roy Williams' first game as a Dallas Cowboy. Tony Romo, the number 2 quarterback. With a broken pinky, Brad Johnson getting the start. And the Cowboys started well. 3rd and 7 in the first drive of the game, 3rd play of the game. And Johnson to T.O., all hunky-dory right there.
Give T.O. the ball and good things happen.
That was only 1 of 2 catches for him on the day, though.
Well.
That's it. 4 plays later, running the football to Marion Barber up the guts. 35-yard scamper through the St. Louis secondary. And then 3 plays later, it's 3rd and goal. Barber up and over. And the Cowboys take the early lead.
Yeah, that's the Dallas Cowboys that we expect all year. No Tony Romo, no problem.
So
right?
here come the Rams.
We're going to get you the ball. Just be patient.
Here come the Rams. They won in Washington last week. Shocking winners there. And here they are. 4th play of their day. Up top, Donnie Avery touchdown.
Play action pass. They do it as good as anyone in the league when they're on. When their running game is working, and which it was, they can play action pass with the best of them in the game.
Roy Williams back in this game, but not for long. He was part of that play getting beat. Cowboys' next possession, 3rd and 9. Andre Gerard snaps it before Brad Johnson is expecting it. Resulted in a 15-yard loss. And the Cowboys would be forced to punt the next play. And once again, T.O. seen yelling at his center.
He's getting on these guys, challenging these guys, encouraging these guys. Let's not look at this as a negative. Let's look at this as he's challenging his guys to do the right thing.
Well, the Rams come right back down the field with a short field, and 4 plays into the drive, Steven Jackson finds the end zone. And Brian Stewart, the defensive coordinator, chit-chatting, trying to figure something out, but nothing really worked on the day. As the next set of downs results in a tip drill, a disastrous sequence as Brad Johnson is picked off, and then, much to Wade's dismay, the pick turned into points. The Rams hadn't scored more than 20 points in a game all season. With 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, they had 21.
They under new management.
Jim Haslett is on a roll.
3rd quarter, 24-7. Rams ball following a missed Nick Folk field goal. And here's Steven Jackson, and he is gone.
Bad angles by both linebackers, bad angles by safety, and he's out the gate.
56 of his 160 yards on the day. And it would be that type of day for the Cowboys, not just defensively, but Brad Johnson really wasn't in sync much of the day. The offensive line was shockingly porous.
And then they were at the end when they had to throw because they were behind. Here comes the pass rush. They got to him with a 3-man rush and a 4-man rush. Great coverage. You had to hang on to the ball.
And then a tip drill. O.J. Atogwe picks off the pass intended for Jason Witten in the 3rd quarter, 4th quarter. The Rams are up 34-7. And Johnson trying to force this one down the field in a double coverage to Terrell Owens. And it's Atogwe again with the pick.
He had it deep. He just didn't have enough time to step into his throw up under severe pressure. And Atogwe made a huge play.
A 20-point loss that had the Cowboys and Terrell Owens indeed shaking their heads. Dallas falls to 4-3, 2 consecutive losses. Cowboys allowed 34 consecutive points to the Rams. Terrell Owens only 2 catches for the 3rd time this season. Roy Williams, not a catch at all. I guess he probably thinks he's still in Detroit after that game. What a day for the Cowboys and T.O.
And like I said, we just we didn't come out and play, thereafter. So we just got our butts kicked and we just got to, go back and regroup. In some kind of way, we got to turn this thing around.
It's the worst game that this team's played since I've been here. All around, we didn't play well in many areas at all, and there's no real excuses for it.
When things go bad, the coach gets fired. Is Wade fine with you?
Now, by the way, that's not necessarily true. Jimmy was 1-15.
Well, but yeah, but that's totally different.
No. Jimmy was 1-15. Bill had rough years and didn't get fired. Bill had rough years, so let's go.
Wade's okay.
The coaches don't get get fired for necessarily for winning. They can get fired. I mean, for losing, they can get fired when they're winning. Super Bowl.
So the question is, as Dallas gets set for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home next week, who knows if Romo is going to play? The question is this: are the Cowboys what we have seen from them over the last month, which is a losing team 3 weeks?
3 times.
Or do they have the personnel in that room, on defense especially, not offense? I think everybody knows that the offense will eventually get on track. Defensively, does this team have a championship run in them? Do they have the players in the room currently to turn this thing around?
Yes, they do have the players in the room. I address the defensive first. Up the middle, the linebackers are a little soft. The corners are a little young, especially with Adam Jones being out, Terrence Newman being out. In the secondary, you have a hole at safety with Roy Williams now out for the season. And they're very vulnerable. But they get gashed on the run one week. They get gashed on the passes. No consistency, no continuity. DeMarcus Ware is your only dog that you know he's going to go out there and make a big play week in and week out on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, you can get nitpicky and talk about injuries in the secondary. You can talk about Romo not being there and Brad Johnson, and you talk about not stopping the run, Steven Jackson at 160 yards. But I want to talk big picture here right now. The important thing for Dallas Cowboys is this: they have to remain and be very good teammates, because they're gone through a month, like you said, Rich, a month of tough sledding now. They can't get into a point where, I confess he did it. They can't be finger pointing and blaming the other side of the ball or some other position. They've got to stick together as a team, because yes, they have enough talent to win the rest of their games if they play like they can play, but it's how they handle that locker room, players included. I'm not just talking the coaches, I'm talking players and coaches becoming a team and staying a team, sticking together.
Jason Witten said they're in crisis mode. And after the game, apparently Jerry Jones addressed the team in a very frank manner,
He should.
apparently.
Not only address the team, if you're going to address the team, address the coaches also. You got 2 young defensive coordinators, but you know what? These young defensive coordinators, as well as the offensive coordinator, right, but they have the luxury with 2 guys around them that got experience. Ray Sherman, 21 years, the receivers coach offensively. Hudson Howell, 26 years defensively. Dave Campbell, in his 20th season. So these guys need to lean on these guys that have been there and done it. The persons who Jerry Jones need to address is Jason Garrett and Brian Stewart. Address them, because you have more than enough talent inside that locker room. It's up to you guys to put a good game plan together and go out there and execute it.
And as for the Rams, they're 2-4 now, 2-0 under Coach Hazlitt. They take on the Patriots in New England next week. The Lions in Texas, in Houston. Rod Marinelli watching Yao Ming on the side.
Shoot him up. Put him at receiver, throw him a fade.
Well, let's see what happened. No Yao Ming, but here's Steve Slayton.
Catch him, Yao.
No, the Lions needed Yao Ming. They needed Shaquille O'Neal. They needed the Pistons,
they need the
basically
Pistons.
In the game, as Matt Schaub and Owen Daniels connect for a score. The first
2 guys are open.
Touchdown. They actually scored in their first 3 possessions. The first time in Texans history, did Houston. Steve Slayton capping off that run. The 3rd time this year, the Lions have been trailing 21-0 in a game.
You said that like you were surprised.
Well, he's stunned.
Well, he's not stunned. He's saying, I've seen this before.
3rd quarter, it's 21-3 when Kevin Smith, a lone bright spot, literally in the lone bright spot on the field, literally.
He's in the rookie class of running backs. That's fabulous. He's going to keep him in this football game.
We saw Steve Slayton.
Get out of here. We don't want you.
Well, maybe he wanted to leave. Who knows? 21-10 was your score, and Matt Schaub connects with Owen Daniels for a 2nd touchdown of the day, 28-10.
It's the same play they ran up.
Well, now
same result.
Let's harken back in the 4th quarter as we see Dan Orlovsky to the previous week. 3rd and 10 from his own 1.
This is what we had to cry out.
Yeah.
We had to show this again, huh?
He stepped out for the safety. Well, because here they are backed up in their own end again this week. Cut to the here and now. with 12 minutes to go in the game, backed up on their own end from the 4-yard line now. Orlovsky stays in bounds.
He's a quick learner.
And finds Calvin Johnson for a 96-yarder.
Throw it to the 6'5" guy. Let him do what he do, Deion.
I like that.
96
Do it,
yards.
do it. I like
Yes.
that, coach. You're spending time in the hood.
You've been coaching him up.
That's my man.
28-18 after the 2-point conversion, but Orlovsky sacked, taken down. Ironically, fitting name for a guy with a pass rusher named Tim Bullman. But Bullman for the Texans, for the Toros, takes down the Lions 28-21. As the Lions, as you can see, this season in the first quarter, I mentioned the 21-0 starts that they've suffered 3 times. There was another one where they were down 24-0 as well. It's just unreal how the Lions have just been left in the starters' blocks every single game this season, it seems, as they are now 0-6 on the season, getting set to host the Redskins next week. Still to come here on NFL Game Day, Indianapolis, in Green Bay, in Lambeau Field. Peyton Manning lost there for the first time ever in 2000, hadn't been back since, trying to get the Colts to 2 games above 500. What a brutal season it has been for the Kansas City Chiefs. No Larry Johnson, but that didn't mean there was no running game in Kansas City on Sunday. And San Diego and Buffalo delayed for a time because of a power outage due to a balloon accident in Western New York.
You heard it all.
That's right. Don't go anywhere, people. Work with us, not against us.
Touchdown! Amani Toomer on a post pattern.
Pumps, looks, throws into the end zone. Touchdown, Amani Toomer. Walk in the back of the end zone. Nobody open now. He's it. Toomer's open downfield in the end zone. Touchdown, Giants.
Throws off the back foot. Man, they're caught. Touchdown, Toomer. Pumps, looks, throws left. Caught. Touchdown, Giants. The 50th career touchdown catch of Amani Toomer.
Throws it into the end zone for Toomer. Makes the catch. Touchdown. He got his feet down.
For Wilson baseball gloves and much more, visit NASN.com.
We dominate today.
You have to prepare for him every week.
I'm coming hard. I'm blowing up. He's a guy that can ruin a game. We gotta fight. We gotta lay down.
He thrives on pressure. This is his cup of tea.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think they have a chance to be great.
Don't miss Boomer and the gang every week on Sunday NFL Countdown, only on NASN.
The Chargers in Buffalo, where there was a power outage, as depicted here by our top-notch production staff.
Man, you guys are good. I mean, these guys are all the way.
Phillip Rivers and the Chargers in Buffalo on their way to London.
He's good.
Yeah, they're taking on the Saints in London next week. Trent Edwards back after he's getting knocked out of the last game. So, anyway, there's a power outage. Apparently, a hot air balloon at a power station in Western New York. Wow. Shutting off power everywhere. Delayed the game for a while, actually. When the lights came back on.
It's a slippery balls. They come right out of the box. They're slippery.
Right. It came right out of Phillip Rivers' hand.
It's a day game. What do they need lights for?
Interesting. 7-3 was the score. The Chargers were leading at that point after the Rivers fumble. Fred Jackson, a gain of 14, 4 plays after the turnover. And then the 7th play of the drive, Edwards to Lee Evans with a David Tyree type grab in the corner.
Watch the set. Watch the set, Coach. He set him, got outside, pinned him, just like you said, Coach. That's a coach him up right there.
Beautiful. Dragged his foot, too. Well done, Lee Evans. Bills take a 10-7 lead. Third quarter now, 10 minutes remaining in that quarter. Rivers begins to get things going with Vincent Jackson. Chris Chambers was out of this game with the ankle injury that's kept him out for 2 games now. And the next play, Rivers an end around to Jackson again.
See, I like this. Chris Chambers being out. Vincent Jackson needs to step up and take the lead at receiver. And he's not only doing it by catching, but running the ball as well.
31 yards there, and then 6 plays later, a 12-yard touchdown grab on 3rd and goal from the 12. Big play by the Chargers to take the lead, 14-13. Next Bills possession. Edwards calls his own number.
This is risky now. He just comes off a concussion. He runs. Hook slide at Trent.
15-yard gain. 5 plays later, 1st and 15. Roscoe Parrish back from injury. Edwards completed 20 of his first 22 passes on the day. 9th play of the drive. Edwards follows the blue block of Fred Jackson into the end zone.
Look out!
Pancake. He pancakes Quinton Jammer. I think we need to see that.
This is blocked up. like you just like you chalk it up. Watch this. Beautiful, beautiful. I could have ran that one in.
Fourth quarter now. Chargers down 6, 2nd and 10 from right around midfield as Jackson's loving himself. And why not? Down by 6. Rivers finds Antonio Gates 19 yards. 5 plays later, it's 3rd and 3 from the 18. Rivers to LaDainian Tomlinson out of the backfield. Gain of 9 yards. Move the chains. Next play, Rivers. Chargers can take the lead with a touchdown here. Kavika Mitchell picks him off in the end zone.
That's a big play.
Mitchell returns at 32 yards.
He's been a great acquisition to this football team.
And I guess Rivers never saw him?
Never saw him. Play action, want to hold the linebackers there. They didn't hold it. He read it all the way. That's film study right there in preparation.
And that was a crucial pick as it led to a Bills field goal, making it a 2-possession game. Down 9 now with 3 minutes to go. Rivers loses the football. Kavika Mitchell causes the fumble. Recovered by Copeland Bryan. The Chargers have it reviewed, but the play stands as called, and the Bills beat the Chargers in Buffalo 23-14 to improve to 5-1. They're 3-0 this season, are the Bills, against playoff teams from a year ago. The last time they were 5-1, 1995. Kara Henderson reports from giddy Western New York.
The power outage made the first half of this game surreal. No game clock, no headsets, no jumbotron, no replay. Just two teams lining up and playing football.
It was just like an old-fashioned football game, you know, calling the play, sending people in from the sideline with the play. So it was actually fun. We were able to go back to the olden days and play football like that.
I thought we did a great job of not using that as an excuse. We sat in the dark before the game. We sat in the dark at halftime, and it got pretty hot in there. And you know, you're not used to that type of environment. And you know, we could have gone out there and laid an egg, but we didn't.
Edwards showed no ill effects of the concussion that knocked him out of the Bills' only loss just 2 weeks ago. He completed 83% of his passes and wasn't sacked once.
We did a great job all day neutralizing their pass rush and allowing me to go through my reads, go through my first, second, third progression, and dump the ball off when I needed to. And you know, the most important part was I wasn't taking hits.
You have guys like Peyton Manning, and you have guys like Tom Brady, and these good quarterbacks all around the league. I think it's time to start mentioning Trent Edwards as one of those good quarterbacks.
They're a team that, quite frankly, I think everybody thought they were going to come in here and beat us pretty soundly. And so it was really important for us, just for us in that room, to play our best, or as close to our best as we could. For our own purposes, to see how we stack up.
As for the Chargers, they now leave straight from the game on what the players feel will now be a very long overnight flight to London. But as Norv Turner said, our heads may be a little down, but not for long. In Orchard Park, Kara Henderson, NFL Network.
And then their heads will be down again when they see the exchange rate when they get over to London.
The dollar's a little stronger.
The per diem doesn't last nearly as long across the pond, Mooch. What about the Chargers? I mean, here they go. They whip the Jets, and then they lose to the Dolphins. They whip the Patriots, and then they lose to the Bills. So they're done with their whole AFC East romp right now, and they're 3-4 right now. Should Denver win on Monday night, they'd be 2 games out, 2.5 if you think about it.
Yeah.
What Charger team are we seeing right now, Dion?
We have no idea. They can't stop the pass. They can't run the ball. LT's having a horrific year, averaging probably 3.6 yards per carry. Chris Chambers being out, that's your go-to guy offensively. Therefore, Phillip Rivers is a little off because he doesn't have his guy. Gates is hobbling once also, but he's still not that same guy. We don't even know what this team is because they don't have an identity. Defensively versus the pass, like we said, in the secondary on the back end, I think they're ranked 30th, and that's horrendous.
Yeah, this is not the consistent team that we thought San Diego would be, but they ran into a kid named Trent Edwards, who is playing phenomenally right now. Second-year player from Los Gatos High School,
nice.
And he was junior and senior undefeated. This kid's got it.
And they're 5-1, and they're at the Dolphins next week with a potentially winnable game for them in division. Still to come here on NFL Game Day, the Indianapolis Colts in Green Bay, and it wasn't even close.
right where I'm supposed to be.
Stanford 24, Trojan 23. How about that one, folks? He caught it! He caught it! Touchdown! Holy smokes!
Blood, sweat, and tears, dreams, pains, and fears.
He'll be scored! And so will a 43-game losing streak.
I was patient.
The kick is Mountaineers defense beats the Michigan Wolverines. I'm a man.
You got that wood right here, buddy. Over the middle.
I'm the one you will remember. The NHL is back, and NASN has you covered.
He scores!
Don't miss the big hits, the league's brightest stars,
Crosby trying to walk in front, he scores!
and all the fantastic finishes.
Scores! What a play!
Watch over 200 live games this season, including the All-Star Game, the playoffs, and the 2009 Stanley Cup Finals.
Stanley Cup.
Live from the US and Canada, we take you right into the action. NASN, your home for the NHL.
Bengals hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers coming off their bye week. Marvin Lewis still looking for the first win of the year, and he would have to do it without Carson Palmer, still resting that sore elbow of his. Ben Roethlisberger did not have Willie Parker in this game, so it was all hands on deck. Hines Ward to start.
That's why I love Hines. He catches the ball in the slot outside the numbers. He can run, block, throw. He does it all.
He's a football player.
5 plays later, Roethlisberger back in his native Ohio. Santonio Holmes, the former Buckeye, on the receiving end there. 32-yard gain. And so no Willie Parker, who got the start. That would be Moreeeee Moore. And there he comes out of the backfield for the score.
Nice play action. He's got coming from 8 yards deep in the backfield to the flat for the touchdown.
9 plays, 75 yards in just over 5 minutes. 7-0. It's 10-0 second quarter. Ryan Fitzpatrick to Chris Henry holding on. Fitzpatrick getting the start again. Carson Palmer out. Here's Henry again.
Yeah, he's not just a deep threat. He can catch the ball across the middle as well as run the comebacks outside.
This may have been Fitzpatrick's best drive since he's been the starter.
Oh, Joe!
9 of 10 on the drive was Fitzpatrick to find Chad Johnson to make it a game, 10-7.
Good now.
That's your score in the third. And here is Moreeeee Moore.
Nice tackle.
24 yards.
Receivers blocking for Pittsburgh now.
5 plays later, more of the same. 13-yard score, 20 carries, 120 yards, 3 touchdowns on the day for Moreeeee Moore. On to the fourth quarter, it's a 17-10 game. Roethlisberger is 17-28 for 216 yards, finds Santonio Holmes 5 receptions, 89 yards. 2 plays later, Roethlisberger, as they say, wants it all.
He's going to get it all here. What a great throw. He's got air under the ball, over the top of the defender for the easy touchdown.
50-yarder to Nate Washington. The Steelers and cruise control from there on out. 38-10 is the final. Let's go to Green Bay. The Colts coming off of their rousing win against the Ravens last week. Peyton Manning played only once in Lambeau Field before in his 3rd season back in 2000. Didn't win then. Trying to get the W here to improve to 4-2 after starting 0-2 on the season. And here is Manning Reggie Wayne after the Packers scored 3 on their first drive. The Colts score 7 on their first. Dominic Rhodes busts one through for the score. A 3-yard touchdown. It's 7-3 right there. Packers next drive, Rodgers to Greg Jennings. Pass interference on Tim Jennings. That was Jennings on Jennings violence right there. Colts had 12 penalties for $110 in the game.
That's not indicative of the Colts.
Certainly not. It did something that really hasn't happened in the Tony Dungy era, not just the Colts penalties. We'll tell you more of that in a minute as Rodgers finds Donald Lee at this juncture of the highlight to retake the lead 10-7. First play on the Packers' next possession, Rodgers over the middle to the new all-time receiving leader at Lambeau Field history, Donald Driver.
A lot of great receivers come through those doors. Donald Driver now the leading receiver. Great guy. He's the leader of that offensive group.
Passed Antonio Freeman on that all-time list. 4 plays later, Mike McCarthy's going for it on his side of the field on 4th and 1.
Wow.
Ryan Grant picks it up.
Should. You're playing against the Indianapolis Colts who cannot stop the run with their undersized defensive line.
After that chain-moving run, it's Ryan Grant 7 plays later into the end zone for the first time all year. He also had his first 100-yard rushing game on the year, $105 on the day. Packers up 17-7 at the half. They missed a field goal going into half, so maybe the Colts had some momentum on their side, except for this opening drive of the half for the Colts. It is the 5th pick 6 of the season for Green Bay, the most in the league. Nick Collins returns at 62 yards for the score. And Steve Mariucci, back in the college day, Charles Woodson beat Peyton Manning out for the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, he must have been a Wolverine, huh, Reg?
Coach him up, presented by Verizon Wireless. It seems like Woodson got the better of Manning all day.
Yeah, take a look at this now. He gets the double jam right there, Prime. He can do this. He can be aggressive. Why? He's got help over the top. He's running with him on the drive route. He undercuts it. He almost has another interception. Let's do it again. The very next play. Take away their best receiver. We don't have Al Harris, but we got Charles Woodson. Another double jam, but I've got help up the seam, over the top with my safety. Forces the high throw. Almost another interception by Peyton Manning. One more time, Charles Woodson. Lock down Reggie Wayne. Let's see the jam. He's going to run with them stride for stride. They both can run very well. He plays not only the receiver, but he plays the ball. He would have had the interception had the safety not knocked that down. Great pass defense all day by the Packers.
And then Manning trying to get a touchdown with less than 5 minutes to go. He's picked again.
No,
this
never.
one, Aaron Rouse, he's gone. And there's nothing they can do about it.
Never sees the safety.
He's gone. 99 yards.
What's going on with Peyton?
And he doesn't really high step that much.
Yeah, that's why he won't go prime time. You know the rules.
Peyton Manning and the Colts go down 34-14. It's their first loss in the month of October. In their last 14 games, they've won 13 in a row in the month of October. And take a look at this. It's the second worst loss for the Colts since Tony Dungy has been their head coach. The Colts fall to 3-3 on the season.
When you play offense and you play quarterback, I mean, it's not like basketball where you're playing both sides of the ball. So our job offensively is to do our job when we're on the field. So no matter when that is or how many times that is, it's our job to score points, and we need to do that better. That's as simple as I can say it.
So it doesn't get any easier for the Colts. Their next game, they finish up Week 8 on Monday Night Football at the division leader, the Titans, who lead this AFC South division that the Indianapolis Colts have been like a Supreme Court justice with tenure atop since it's come into being. The Titans lead that division by 3 games. And after that, home for the Patriots, at the Steelers, home for the Texans, and at the Chargers. Those are the next 5 for the Indianapolis Colts. We are up and running as there's an NFC South game to talk about. The Saints heading off to London via Carolina. That's still to come on this program. Don't go anywhere.
A goal is a goal. So let's have less of this, none of that, and more of these. This month on ESPN Classic, watch an array of showstoppers from the Premier League, jam-packed with goals. Because a goal is a goal, but loads of them are a Goalfest better. Goalfest, weeknights in October.
Time to get it on. Showtime. Give me a sip of coffee when I go back in. Oh yeah. Set the tempo, baby. Let's go. And spin this drive with a touchdown, man.
NASN, the #1 source for all your NFL coverage this season. We kick off each week with Sunday NFL Countdown, followed by up to 3 live games, including the top matchups from across the league. Mondays continue with 2 first-run games, followed by NFL Primetime and Monday Night Countdown with all the top stories from Sunday and all the buzz leading into the live game on Monday Night Football. Don't miss all the latest news, analysis, and features weekdays with NFL Total Access. Plus bonus coverage with NFL Game Day, Top 10, and Who Is. And come playoff time, we've got you covered with even more live games as the AFC and the NFC crown their champions with the wild card, divisional, and conference championships. And the greatest game of them all, Super Bowl 43, live from Tampa, Florida. Plus your annual trip to the Pro Bowl in Hawaii. The NFL this season on NASN.
The Rams came out and kicked our butts.
Still to come on this quality sports program, a return to St. Louis for a full report of one shocking development went down there on Sunday. And then the Tennessee Titans put on a rushing performance that was breathtaking. Highlights of that game still to come. And we're going to find out who wins the honor of being on your honor roll.
That's right. It's not easy to make friends.
Stay tuned for the latest prime number still to come on this edition of NFL Game Day that moves on. With a highlight from Carolina. The Panthers coming off of a beating at the hands of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa last week. The Saints trying to get above 500 with a red-hot quarterback and a red-hot Reggie Bush, who had some knee problems throughout the week. He sat out at one point of practice one day, but looking no worse to wear here. But the Panthers up leading 3-0 in the first, 29-yard gain. 8 plays later in the second quarter, Mike Carney caps off the drive, and the Saints go up 7-3, and then they're driving on their next possession up by that score, and the game turned on this play when Jeremy Shockey is stripped by Julius Peppers.
Great play from the backside on Peppers, but this is the play that's going to change all the momentum around.
Old Mo began to wear a black shirt with blue piping. 3 plays later, Delhomme to Steve Smith.
Ooh, he gets off the bump and run as good as anyone in the league.
And then next play, the rookie running back out of Oregon, Jonathan Stewart. This is becoming a daily show every Sunday. Well, I guess a weekly show. 10-7, Panthers regain the lead and didn't look back. End of the half, and this is a shame because, I mean, either Reggie's going to return it for a touchdown or nothing at all, and what happens instead is he hurts his knee, left the game, reports have him out for a month, and not heading east with the team to London, but actually going west or south to Alabama to see Dr. James Andrews. 3 words you don't want to hear as an athlete.
He has a good nurse, though.
Third quarter.
He has a good nurse.
Angelo Williams runs over left tackle, and then Kevin Case for Harn adds 15 more on top of the 17-yard gain. 2 plays later, Jake Delhomme to Steve Smith. How does he come down with this ball?
Well, I don't know. That's in double coverage. Chances are the defense is going to knock that one down, but Steve Smith finds a way to catch this thing between 2 people.
Roman Harper and Randall Gay being the 2 people. That's a shame. Playing defense.
Real shame.
2 possessions later, Breeze is picked by Ken Lucas. And Lucas picks it up and goes the other way 18 yards. Drew Brees' first touchdownless game all season long. He's the guy who's on pace to break Dan Marino's single-season passing record. And instead, it was Delhomme getting things done through the air. D'Angelo Williams, nice wave of the ball over the pylon. The Panthers smoke New Orleans. 30-7 is your final score. So let's talk Saints right now. I mean, they, like the Chargers, have to go to London. And I know the league is very excited about having a game in international stage. But both of these teams, I don't know if they're going to be in sort of the ambassador-type mood going over to London and play a game that both teams desperately need to win this game at 3-4.
It's good for the league, for the NFL to go over to London and show off our product to all of Europe, okay? But it's difficult on the 2 teams. You have 2 teams that are 3-4, fighting for their lives. You got some injuries. Reggie Bush not going. I don't know if Chris Chambers is going to be available or not, but it's going to be a dogfight over there. Very important that both teams come out of there with a win, and somebody's going to lose and have 5 losses.
Both teams with no identity. Who are the Saints? They're trying to trick people so much they're not focusing on what they have. But the best thing about it, if Reggie Bush is out, we're going to get to see a lot of the deuce. and that's who they are, running downhill. On the other side with San Diego, they have no identity, no running game, can't stop the pass. I don't know what's going to happen.
Those teams are a lot like the rest of the league, where they're up and down and up and down. There's very little consistency with any team.
And Jeremy Shockey says he got hurt again. He said that the team may have misdiagnosed. What do you have?
Let's go.
Training camp.
That's an excuse.
So he may be out as well. Once upon a time, the Niners were 2-1 this season, guys. That's once upon a time.
Moby Dick was a mental once upon a time.
Taking on the Giants.
I bet you wanna. A little something for the NFC, AFC, North, South, East, and West. Quarterbackers, linebackers, cornerbackers, these are the best in the NFL. Let me express, I'm at the pad on the couch, eating on a ham sandwich, watching highlights from games that I missed today. I bet Deion come up with something slick to say, like Gucci, Lucci, Richie, Richard, Coach Mariucci. Give me the ball, I go for it all. I gotta get mine, so you gotta get yours. Hey, I bet you wanna, I bet you wanna. Go prime time on NFL Network. I bet you wanna, I bet you wanna. I bet you wanna, I bet you wanna. I bet you wanna.
My very first NASCAR race, I'm super excited. Cause love is here to stay. Just look me in the eye. This is do or die. Will not say enough till you say enough. There is no giving in. There is no giving up. In love, we're in love. NASCAR, how bad have you got it?
Day after day, brave as your life, be the one you never be again. Day after day, brave as your life, be the one you never be again.
Sirs, your comments on global warming.
Sunday NFL Countdown, only on NASN.
ATO smelling salts, guys.
Sack. Oh, I'm sorry.
Six times. He was sacked 6 times. Total of 29
Is
on
that
the
all?
season. Here's the Giants, though. Brandon Jacobs bagging himself some yards. Running with, what is he running with?
Light pockets with a heavy heart.
26-yard score. Giants up 7-0.
He's going to get paid, though, running like that.
First possession results in points at 7-3. Later on in the first quarter, Manning play action to Plexico Burress. This is pass interference on Nate Clements. Placed the ball in the San Francisco 19.
Long penalty again.
6 plays later, you don't like those, Steve.
I don't.
Here's Jacobs.
That's how you start a football game. Physical, run the ball, and make a statement.
14-3 at that point. Niners' next possession, O'Sullivan to Josh Morgan. And suddenly we got a game.
Oh, Ross been victimized the last couple of weeks. I kind of think they're picking on him. Bump and run, nice coverage right here. And watch him. Oh, let him off on the street bus, Coach. We call that dip outside. Just when you let him off on the bus. Nice route.
14-10. It's 17-10 right before the half. O'Sullivan looking for some points. Instead, he finds Michael Johnson of the Giants.
That's really deflating right before the half. Now San Francisco got a chance for at least a field goal there.
Third quarter now, it's 17-10. And the ball's loose. Frank Gore can't grab the ball. It was a fumbled exchange. Matthias Kiwanuka sets up the Giants in great field position, and Manning hits Plexico Burress in the end zone.
Yeah, I like where he throws this to a 6'5" receiver in the back of the end zone, up high where only Plexico can get it.
24-10. 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter, trying to go up by 3 scores now. But the kick is blocked. Manny Lawson with the block right to Nate Clements, and he's gone.
It seems as though we see this every week in the game now. Special teams blunder that leads into a touchdown.
So instead of being down by 17, the Niners are down by just 7, and we got a ball game again. Is Lawson doing a little
looks like it's kicked a little bit low, hits him in the face. And your contained man's going to pick it up just like you draw it up.
But J.T. O'Sullivan just could not stay upright. As I said, he's been sacked 29 times this season, more than any other quarterback by 10 sacks.
Let's go. Kitten is out.
Justin Tuck knocks the ball loose,
Kick
and
it out
all
of
that
there.
can be done is Josh Morgan
Smart play.
saving his team 5 points by putting it out of the end zone.
That's why it's smart, because it's a safety.
And the Mike Martz and Mike Nolan and the Niners are now 2-5 on the season. The Cleveland Browns, after beating the Giants, could they again go into Washington and beat the Redskins? A very interesting game. Highlights of that is still coming on NFL Game Day. And Tennessee, Chris Johnson scored. Do not adjust your sets. Lendell White scored. And yes, they beat the Chiefs like a drum.
Long ass line, Frank. I'm tired. Green 18! Green 18, sir. Wouldn't that be pass interference? Ball's in the air.
He has defensive hold early, so we're gonna. You don't want.
He
to
held
flag
him the
on
whole
first
damn
down.
time. My head's getting bigger. These hats are getting smaller. Shut up.
He's violated his own defense, Mike. Mike just watched the way he danced past those two blockers. Tangoed right in there. Unbelievable. Check out the rookie. Slam dunk.
ESPN 360. Wherever and whenever you're online, you're at the game.
Swisheroo, baby.
Who are you ducking? Coach Carroll. That guy's always competing. You want to quit calling? Really?
Hey, dude, you can't take my calls?
Coach, it's the bus. Sometimes we get really bad reception.
Arrowhead. Well, let's run to Arrowhead. Everybody was. Everybody was. Tennessee coming off their bye week. Terry Collins still the starter, but it really doesn't matter. It just depends on who's running the ball there. I guess what you got to do is hand it off to a guy like Chris Johnson. 11-yard run. Second Titans drive of the game here. Their first led to 3 points. 3 plays later, Lendell White in the end zone. Where have we seen that before?
That's their Wildcat.
Just straight up the gut?
Yeah.
Just cat. Just cat. Nothing wild about it. Straightforward cat. Second quarter now. Brody Croyle starting. Not playing for long. This was connected to Dwayne Bowe, but Albert Hainsworth hits Croyle. Boom! And it's called a knee sprain, but there are reports out of Kansas City that Croyle's done for the year. Oh, boy. Man. So in comes Damon Heward. But back to the Titans running game. Here's Chris Johnson, 24 yards.
He hasn't been touched yet.
Down to the Kansas City 6, and then 2 plays later, it's time to dial up a little Lendale.
Big guy here.
He can smell it. He can smell that pain.
245 pounds now, and he can run.
Allegedly.
Score's now 20-0, and it's Damon Heward, and Albert Hainsworth treats him like Croyle. Heward would have to leave the game with a thumb injury. So now the Chiefs down to their third quarterback of the game, and the Titans are still running the football. Lendale White.
Hand it off to somebody here.
80-yard run.
Big man can scoot.
He's going to pull a hammy.
8.
Watch him veer off.
Touchdown of the season.
Change direction.
His 8 scores in the season tied the league lead with Reggie Bush. And then that was an 80-yarder. Here's Chris Johnson on a 66-yarder.
That's a 4-2 for real right there. You're not going to catch him. Might as well just go get ready for the kickoff return. Now that's going to hurt tomorrow.
And then he plays the drum.
Subliminal message, ladies and gentlemen. We are beating them like a drum.
Titans rushed for a franchise record 332 yards in the ground. It is the most rushing yards by a road team in the National Football League in 20 years. The Chiefs also on this list, giving up 300 rushing yards to the Raiders earlier this season. It's just a brutal campaign for the Chiefs, who allowed 2 100-yard rushers in the same game for the first time since 1977. Those 2 runners being Chris Johnson and Lendale White, who appeared together at the podium after the game in sort of Milli Vanilli form.
You guys feel like the spotlight is going to start being on this team this week?
No.
Because 6-0 heading into Monday night?
No. Y'all can have that spotlight. We don't need the spotlight. We're 6-0. We're going to continue to perfect the little things that we've been messing up on. You know, staying on sides, holding, jumping off sides, things like that. You know, try to eat the clock up more and score points when we're in the red zone. Stop kicking field goals. You know, I know Rob might be upset about that, but we got to put more points on the board. But you know, we don't want the spotlight. We can care less about that. We're 6-0 right now, and we're going for 7-0. But the thing is, we got to perfect the things that we're not good on right now.
Were they lip syncing?
Can somebody text me Chris Johnson's number right now? So who's ever out there who had this kid's number, text me. Because those are the things you look back on and say, I can't believe I did that. He looked like the yin yang twin. Well, you got to have some type of professionalism. You sit up there smacking gum all
You talking about the dress or the gum?
The gum and the dress.
Oh, boy.
Which one? I heard of keeping it real, but that's a little too real.
That's like a Saturday Night Live sketch right there.
Yeah, that's youth. That's you.
Should have brought Tammy Faye.
Let's talk a little bit about the Titans outside of the post-game press conference right now. They're 6-0 guys, and they are running away with this division. If they beat the Colts next week, they would have a 4.5-game lead on Indianapolis at the halfway point of the season. Why are these guys so good? Why? I mean, again, because this is a league where everybody loves quarterbacks. The quarterback, if you don't have your quarterback, you're shot, you're finished. True. And again, Rod Woodson walks around here with a ring. Trent Dilfer used to walk around here with a ring. Nobody really thought that they could win it. Can the Titans do that? Can they keep this up? Can they win this?
Yes, they can.
Whole thing?
Kerry Collins, at this point last season with Vince Young quarterbacking, 3 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Kerry Collins 3-3. There's a little more balance defensively. They're 13th in the league defensively. Offensively, the running game is wonderful. They really don't need to pass when you can run that ball. And Kerry Collins is protecting the ball. I love this team.
He only threw 18 passes.
That's true. He didn't need to.
He didn't need to. He completed 11 passes, no interceptions. He didn't hurt the team. And then you hand it off to those 2 guys for 332 yards and play good defense. You win football games. It's that simple. This is the only consistent team in the National Football League right now.
And again, they take on the Colts next week. They could put a real stranglehold. Collinsworth was in the NBC booth, I guess, on a bye week with all the travel going back and forth. You know, Madden time off with his family this week. First quarter of this Sunday night game between the Bucs and Seattle. Jeff Garcia, his best season yet.
I think he's found a home.
A 47-yard grab by Bryant. Possession of the game for the Bucs. 2 possessions later at 7-0. They're just a better team with Jeff Garcia.
They are. This is what he does best. He leaves the pocket, he knows when and where to escape, and he makes plays with his legs and with his arm.
And then here's another example of that 9 plays later.
He can go right, he can go left. He's always working his eyes down the field.
And that drives the defense crazy, right?
A mobile quarterback drives a defensive back crazy.
Especially a mobile quarterback that remains a passer.
Right.
Right, and we found Antonio Bryant there, but here Ike Hilliard literally is sleeping. He suffered a concussion on this play. Scared a lot of people because he was knocked out, and he was carted off, but he was conscious when he was carted off. But when it all sort of died down, Mike Holland threw a challenge flag because this is a fumble.
It's definitely a fumble.
And Seattle got the ball back as Lofa Tatupu delivered the hit with Leroy Hill as well.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah. He wouldn't return,
but he will be.
So yeah, it's like, let's clap for him and then challenge it. But and that's still, I mean, you got to win games in this league. Certainly when you're 1-4 and you're in your last season like Mike Holmgren, that was a fumble. Clearly was a fumble. So the challenge flag is upheld, and the Seahawks get the ball back. So next Bucs possession, because Seattle really couldn't do much of it offensively with Seneca Wallace at quarterback. Matt Hasselbeck missing the game again with a knee injury. Jeremy Stevens, 31-yard gain down to the Seattle 16. Next play, Garcia finds Antonio Bryant. I mean, you're not kidding that this has found a new home.
Right. I like this kid. He's been all over the league for disciplinary type action, but this kid can play the game of football. With Joey Galloway's departure being injured, he's found himself a home.
And then Ernest Graham, who's also found himself a home from
Fort Myers.
Gives the Bucs a 14-0 lead. And next possession, Seneca Wallace. Tip drill. And Aqib Talib, the rookie, picks it off. And
second week straight, get to the sideline. Get down,
The
baby.
Buccaneers win this game 20-10. We're not going to show you the rest of the second half highlights because there was another thing that was going on in town, guys. We're not, we're called NFL Game Day, but we're sports fans around
this. That little thing.
Tampa Bay Rays across town. Beat the Red Sox. They're in the World Series.
That's why you gotta love sports.
Oh, you're a two-sport guy. You played in the World Series. You played in the Super Bowl. You appreciate this sort of thing.
I appreciate this. I would never brag on myself like that.
I will brag for you. I'll brag for you. So congratulations, a big night in Tampa all around. The Washington Redskins and the Cleveland Browns, a game that was pointless for quite some time. Highlights of that still to come here on NFL Game Day, and more from St. Louis as the Dallas Cowboys, as Jason Witten said, is in full crisis mode right now. Are they melting down? Can they pull it back together? Is a new teammate.
Who's that?
It's the return.
The tiptoe burglar is back.
Sean Alexander back. This game was scoreless in the third quarter. Both teams combined for 13 punts and a missed field goal in the first 14 possessions of the game.
Woo, when a guy catches a comeback and spins and no one's coming downfield to hit him from the inside, that means your defense isn't getting to the ball.
That guy being Santana Moss, 35-yard play that Clinton Portis then will eventually cap the drive. 6 plays, 62 yards, first score of the game. Clinton Portis is on fire this season. Fourth quarter, 7-3 as the Browns get some points on the board. Here's Portis again, 175 yards on 27 carries. This is a guy who was questionable all week with a hip flexor. I mean, it's unbelievable what he's doing. And then the next play after that run, it's Santana Moss finding the end zone. 14-3, Redskins on top. The Browns needing to get something going. They had a big win last week against the Giants. Derek Anderson, Braylon Edwards, 14-yard gain. 7 plays later, 3rd and goal, Anderson looking for Jason Wright, can't find him. 4th down, Romeo Crennel says go for it.
Why not?
4th and goal, Anderson, ball tipped by Demetric Evans. So the Browns come away with nothing with less than 6 minutes to go. And the next play, the Redskins take over. Why not hand it to Portis? But here's Eric Wright with the strip.
Oh, great
4-minute drill now. You got to take care of the ball, keep the clock running, and put these guys away.
Rodney Poole with a recovery. The Browns set up on the Redskins side of the field just like that again. First play, Anderson to Braylon Edwards. Back inside the 10 again.
Nice catch.
Next play, Kellen Winslow back from his one-game absence. 9 yards down to the 1. 3 plays later, it's 4th and goal. Romeo Crennel says go for it.
Why not?
Or he's saying nothing. Anderson to Josh Cribbs. What does the chart say, Steve? Down 5.
Says go for 2.
Next play, Anderson. They get the 2 to Braylon Edwards. It's a 3-point game. A field goal will tie it. Redskins need a first down to seal it. Clinton Portis can't get it. The Browns get the ball back. Their first play, Anderson, Dante Stallworth. 18-yard gain. 2 plays later at midfield, Anderson, Kellen Winslow, 9-yard gain. 4 plays later, 3rd and 10, Anderson needing at least a few more yards for Phil Dawson. And on 3rd and 10, he can't get the yards. Had Braylon Edwards open, but he couldn't get it on Edwards. And so Dawson's got to try from 54 yards out to tie it. It is up. It is no good. Wow. And that's the way the Redskins hold on. 14-11. The Nationals beat the Indians in a barn burner for the game. So the Redskins keep pace with the Giants, only a half game behind the team that beat them to start the season. So the Giants are 5-1, Redskins 5-2, the Cowboys a game behind Washington, and the bye-weeking Eagles sitting there at 500. As for those Cowboys, they lost by 20 to the Rams in St. Louis. It was a brutal day without Tony Romo. Lindsay Soto has more.
Well, if you thought things were dramatic for the Cowboys last week, get ready for this week. Jerry Jones made an appearance in the locker room afterwards to talk to his team. And while Jason Witten insists that his owner was not angry, it's fair to say he wasn't happy either.
So let's use this complete whipping for everybody involved. Starting right here, let's use this whipping and try to do something positive with it.
I mean, to be 4-3 at this point, you really can't describe that. Nobody would have thought that, but you know, like Wade said, we only got one option. That's to go back at it and try to get it fixed. I mean, there's no other way to do it.
You know, we just got to come out and play, you know. All those things don't happen on today. You know, we just got to go out. We're professionals. A lot of us guys played this game for some years. You know, you put those distractions behind you, if there were any, and you go out and you play ball. And I think we just didn't play. You know, the Rams came out and kicked our butts.
I either didn't get them ready enough to play, although we did score on the first drive, or whatever. But you know, this is the worst game that this team's played since I've been here. All around, we didn't play well in many areas at all, and there's no real excuses for it.
A lot of blame to go around in this one. Jerry Jones was asked afterwards how much blame he placed on Wade Phillips, whether or not his head coach's job was in jeopardy. He replied, "It is clear 7 weeks into the season that we need to sit down and talk about what we're doing. That is not to indicate that there needs to be a change made in personnel or in coaches." That said, there will be a change made at safety. Roy Williams is out for the season, having refractured his arm. In St. Louis, Lindsay Soto, NFL Network.
And Lindsay, doesn't get any easier for the Dallas Cowboys. Look at that. Their next 3 games against 5-win teams. The Buccaneers, at the Giants, then a bye week, at the Redskins, and then a little bit of NFC West love, perhaps, for the Cowboys after their bye week. Still to come in the program, a big game in South Florida. The winner of the Ravens and the Dolphins game would be 3-3. The loser at 2-4. A crucial early season contest for two teams trying to bounce back from losses the week before. And it's always interesting when the Vikings and Bears get together. Sunday was no exception.
He could dance. He could float. And boy, could he sting. In October, join us on ESPN Classic to celebrate the boxing achievements of the greatest of all time. The one and only Ali, the greatest. Weeknights in October.
No matter where we go, East Coast, West Coast, North, South, it's game day, baby. We're gonna make it happen.
Oh man, this football world, baby. Hey, hopefully both teams run the ball 50 times. Shut your sorry ass up.
They can't stop me, son. They can't stop me. All they can do is hope they can stop me.
NFL second overall pick Chris Long will look to help the St. Louis Rams make the playoffs for the first time in 3 years. The son of an NFL Hall of Famer, Long was regarded as one of the most dominant defensive players in college football in 2007. In his career at Virginia, Long recorded 187 tackles and 21 sacks, making him a perfect fit in the Rams' 4-3 defense.
Holy shnikes, everybody. The Bears taking on the Vikings wearing their pumpkin uniforms. This bright orange, maybe that might help Kyle Orton and the Bears against Adrian Peterson, who ran from here to Wacker Drive last year against the Bears. 224 yards Peterson ran for against the Bears last year in Soldier Field. Here he comes again, everybody.
Look at him go.
First play of the game, 16-yard gash. 9 plays later. It's 4th and goal for the Vikings. Brad Childress says go for it.
Yeah,
that's what he's doing. That's what he's gesturing. Go for it.
That says go for it.
Go for
Why
it.
not?
Give it to Adrian Peterson to go for it, too.
Yeah. Push the pile. Push the pile.
Oh, so close, and he gets in second effort. 7-0 Vikings on top. How do the Bears respond, you ask? Well, that's a rhetorical question. I'm going to show you how the Bears respond. Here it is. Kyle Orton and Greg Olsen. 18-yard touchdown. This Kyle Orton swinging around the yard.
You got covered, too. You got Devin Hester on the outside. This guy can run the seam route with the best.
Remember a couple weeks back, the Vikings had all sorts of special teams problems against the Saints? Well, here's Chris Kluwe Needing a Kluwe.
Yeah, well, a punter's got to have the best hands on the team because you can never fumble a punt snap.
Well, he did, and eventually he sort of tried to kick it up the field, but Garrett Wolf collects it and runs it in for a touchdown. And then Brad Maynard is back to punt for the Bears later on in the game. Charles Gordon is back to get it. Instead, he decides to block a Bear, and the ball hits him.
You never block a guy within 5 to 10 yards of receiving the kick. That's a no-no, Cardinal rule.
So that's 2 special teams touchdowns the Vikings gave up on the day. Bears go up 24-17.
That'll get you cut.
Third quarter now, Bears up 27-24. Here's Kyle Orton to Desmond Clark. He's running free. He's a big pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and he fumbles it.
That's good hustle.
Rasheed Davis hops on the live ball for the touchdown, 36 yards.
He just happened to be there, Coach.
10-point lead for the Bears, but here comes Adrian. He takes care of Bears.
I say he scores.
Personally.
I say high step.
56 yards. First player to run for 100 yards or more against the Bears this season. It's a 34-31 game, but back comes Kyle Orton and Marty Burker spinning his way in the center of the field. See ya!
When you could take a curl route and go to the house, there's a problem in your secondary.
51 yards, the Bears put a 40-burger on the Vikings. But wait, there's more. Next Vikings possession, Gus Farad. We got a tip drill, people. Kevin Payne picks it. Say that 10 times fast. Third Bears pick of the game.
They do such a great job blocking for each other on those defensive returns.
5 plays later, we're in the fourth quarter now for those scoring at home. Matt Forte on the 1-yard line.
Give it to the Rook.
48-31. But wait, there's more. There is no quitting Gus Farad. There really is no quitting Gus Farad, because here he comes to Bobby Wade. 19-yard pickup. It's 48-34 at this juncture. 2 plays later, it's 2nd and goal. Gus Farad to the old former Bear, Bernard Berrien. What a grab in the end zone.
Touchdown.
This was challenged and upheld as a score. 48-41. Vikings are back down within 7. Bears next possession. They need to get some first downs to put the nail in this coffin. But instead, Rasheed Davis on the end around, trying to earn the corner. He can't get it, and the Bears have to punt it away with less than 2 minutes to go.
Devin Hester, you running Rasheed Davis on the...
Here's Gus Farad. Last chance saloon for Gus, throwing on the run. He's picked. Zach Bowman picks it to finally end this 48-41 bonanza, the highest scoring Bears-Vikings affair in the lush history of this long, storied rivalry. 95 meetings, never saw an affair quite like this one. 89 combined points. Chicago now 4-3 heading to its bye week. Minnesota 3-4 heading into its bye. The chief grocery clerk of the Dolphins was on hand.
Turning around.
First quarter against the Ravens, who got waxed by the Colts last week. Chad Pennington taking it himself.
Go down.
You gotta get down against the Ravens.
3 plays later, Pennington over the middle. Patrick Cobbs. This led to the first points of this game.
Very methodical drive to open the game.
Miami up 3-0. Game tied at 3 in the second quarter. Pennington pressured.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, he doesn't.
I told you not to do it.
Terrell Suggs, pick 6. It's a gimme.
Watch the fan push 41 back out of the...
Frank Walker, piggyback ride.
Get out of here.
Shoved away by a man
hair.
in clown hair. 10-6 is your score. Joe Flacco to Derek Mason, 9 yards. 3 plays later, Joe Flacco to Mason.
Simplifying this offense is Flacco, Coach.
Yes,
Drop 3 steps and just get it out of there.
Very nice.
To Mason.
For 23. Very efficient day for Joe.
First touchdown of the season for Mason. Ravens up 17-6. Third quarter we go. It's a 20-6 game. Pennington. This Patrick Cobbs.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Nice yak there. 27 yards. Next play, Pennington to David Martin. 21-yard strike. 3 plays later, Pennington to rookie Devone Bess. And the Mammals down 7, 20-13. This Mammal playing with porpoise.
Dial it up.
8:20 to go. Flacco to Mason, 23 yards.
He's their go-to guy. He's always been consistent through the years as a possession receiver.
3 plays later, 1st and goal, and it's time for the kid from the U coming back to South Florida to put it on the Dolphins. Willis McGahee's best game of the season, 19 rushes, 105 yards in that score to wrap things up as the Ravens beat the Miami Dolphins. Time for yet another Verizon Wireless presented Coach 'em Up. Steve Mariucci, we did not hear the word Wildcat once in that highlight. Why is that?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because a guy named Rex Ryan, the defensive coordinator, Deion, you know him well. He prepared for it, and he did the best job of anybody so far this year. That Wildcat stuff scored 6 touchdowns, averaged over 10 yards a carry so far to this date, but they didn't play the Baltimore Ravens defense. Let's look what Rex Ryan did. He played gap-controlled defense. He stayed home. He penetrated through the inside gaps. Take a look at this now. Regardless of what formation or what they're going to do, he's going to control the edges, and he's going to have Nick Grayson hit the C-gaps. Frank Walker on the backside hit his C-gap. Let Ray Lewis run to the football. They've got Ronnie Brown pinned in. He's got nowhere to go. Keep running that Wildcat offense, they say. We got it covered. Here's another side. You got, again, contained rushers on both sides, penetrators on the inside. Let the linebackers run. They're going to pull Justin Smiley like they've been doing all along. Take a look at this. But Haloti Noda, he's gonna penetrate right here, knock the pulling guard off, let the linebackers scrape. Bart Scott's gonna scrape over the top, help from everywhere. He's gonna go for -2 yards. Ronnie Brown nowhere to go. Now there's a new wrinkle. And Terrell Suggs says, I know sooner or later they're coming my way. I got to stay home. I got to stay home. They're coming my way to Patrick Cobbs on the reverse. Take a look at the team pursuit. They're playing zone coverage back there. Safeties, corners, everybody chasing the ball. There's nowhere to go for Patrick Cobbs. They've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is team defense, Deion.
That's why you got a sponsor.
Whoa, that's right. We got a sponsor. Baltimore took this thing 5 times for 4 yards. That's a Coach 'em Up presented by Verizon.
Nice.
Yeah.
You got the sponsor in. We've got one more highlight to show you. It's the Jets and the Raiders, an overtime game that ended in a way no overtime game has ever ended. Don't miss it.
Dvorak, who's leveled by Dion Phaneuf.
Dion Phaneuf's been a tower of power.
Dion Phaneuf just explodes it.
I never enjoy a hit. I can't afford to. I forget about it as soon as it's over. Others, they won't be so lucky.
2007 was another stellar season for LaDainian Tomlinson. The 5-time Pro Bowlers surpassed the likes of Walter Payton and Jim Brown on the NFL's all-time rushing touchdown list to climb into 3rd place on the record books. LT led his team to the playoffs for the 2nd consecutive season, while on his way to winning back-to-back rushing titles. The future Hall of Famer heads into 2008 looking to add to his impressive list of on-field accolades.
The NFL Game Day Final, TD, the last time that Brett Favre was in Oakland, it was on a Monday night. He threw 4 touchdown passes as Green Bay beat the Raiders, and it was Favre's last trip in the Bay Area, but he's back. This time as the leader of the New York Jets, Tom Cable, the interim head coach of the Raiders, looking for his first victory. Thomas Jones here, game tied up at 3, 14 yards. He had a big day, 159 yards on the ground. And 6 plays later, it's Favre. Oh, but he's picked off by Jabril Wilson, the former Giant. So the Raiders escape, and it's a 3-3 score at the break. Opening drive of the 3rd quarter, lots of running backs in Oakland.
Lots of running backs. And Fargas, I think he's one of the more underrated running backs in this league. I love the way he runs with the football.
A gain of 16 there. Jamarcus Russell can't find any takers. Eventually, though, it's Javon Walker for the 8-yard touchdown strike.
Don't see that end zone off.
Oakland on top, 10-3. 4th quarter here. Brad Smith.
Look at the block by Brett Favre. That was a great block. Bring in the runner. 40-year-old quarterback doing that.
36 yards there down to the Raiders' 14-yard line. Leon Washington right up the gut. 11 yards and in. The game tied up at 10. So there was some drama late. Ensuing drive for the Raiders. Russell dumps it off to Darren McFadden. McFadden, 25 yards down to the Jets' 35 and tack on 15 more for a face mask penalty. So the Raiders are at the 20. It led to a Janikowski field goal. Raiders up 13-10. Favre, though, on the attack. Hits Brad Smith. 8 seconds left. Now, Jay Feely missed one and hit the upright, but Tom Cable called timeout, so he got to do it again. This time, boots it right through. 13-all. We're headed to overtime, and it's Russell to Zach Miller. A gain of 27. The Raiders going to come away with their second victory of the year. Seabass would have to knock home a 57-yarder.
He's got the leg to do it.
Looked like it was going to hook, but it went right through the uprights, and the Raiders and Tom Cable get victory number 2 on the year, 16-13. All right, then let's take you to Gillette Stadium. Patriots playing host to the Denver Broncos. Jay Cutler looking for Eddie Royal, but he banged his index finger on the helmet of Vince Wilfork. X-rays were negative, nothing's broken. Cutler left the game, came back. He ended up finishing the game, but he certainly wasn't the same Jay Cutler we're used to. And they had a lot of turnovers here, TD.
Yeah, there's Andre Hall putting the ball on the ground, not once but twice, the first 2 carries of his night. And that's not a good sign when you're putting that ball on the ground that early. It puts your team in a bad position.
And Cutler also had some ball sail on him, picked off here by Brandon Merriweather. Broncos had 4 turnovers in the first half, 5 in all for the game. Matt Castle, no interceptions. He found a rhythm. Patriots up 13-0. Castle to Randy Moss. Patriots up 20-0 at the break.
They are pouring it on. Matt Castle looked a little Brady-esque.
Third quarter on a 3rd and 9, the slip screen to 81.
Hey, if you can't get up to him down the field, give him a little slip screen, put the ball in his hands, let him do something with it. You're probably going to score a touchdown.
And Moss on the Patriots going up 27-0. Rodney Harrison injured his knee here. The 15-year safety was carted off the field. We will learn more about Harrison's injury in the coming days. Patriots win it big time, 41-7. How important was this performance for Matt Castle?
I think it was huge. You know, they struggled in San Diego, couldn't put a lot of points on the board, got embarrassed really, and so they bounced back tonight with this performance. It keeps them in the race right now. They're 4-2. Buffalo's 5-1. They're 1 game behind them. So I think that the Patriots, with this win, it gives them a lot of confidence going forward.
All right, and what about the Broncos? They started out 3-0, but now they've lost 3 of their last 4.
Well, they had 3 turnovers in the first 3 games. They've had 13 in their last 4 games. That's not a good sign. In this game, if you turn the ball over, it really takes your offense out of the game. They've got a high potent offense, and if they don't have the football, then they can't win games.
But also, they had a hard time stopping the run. Are they ever going to be able to get this corrected here?
They're trying to get that corrected, but again, when your offense is giving the other team the ball, it's tough to help you help your defense, have to stop the other guys. So they need to correct that. They're giving up way too many points and yards right now.
All right, Broncos on a bye. Next up for the Patriots, the Rams. Time now for the Moments of Victory presented by IBM.
Pitch to Lynch, sweeping to the right, and Marshawn Lynch follows the escort into the end zone from 9 yards out.
Snap, it's down, he's got it up. He may have the distance, he's got the accuracy. The Raiders have won on a 57-yard field goal.
As soon as I hit it, I started celebrating because I knew I hit it good, so I didn't even see it going in.
He said, I can make it from the 40. And that's all he needed to hear from Seabass because you know what? He's good, he's real, he's done it. And you saw what he did. That one, he nailed that thing.
Campbell looking, fires right side, falls at the 10, to the 5, breaks the tackle, and touchdown! A spin move for 6.
Those are the Moments of Victory presented by IBM. You ready, TD? You want to go to 21st and Prime?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's go prime time when we come back on NFL Game Day Final.
Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon. Tony, we talk American sports.
So how do you think our show translates in Europe?
I'm Tony Kornheiser, probably pretty poorly, especially like in Romania.
ESPN's Pardon the Interruption. Join Tony and Mike for all the latest opinions and headlines weeknights only on NASN.
Sirs, your comments on global warming.
Sunday NFL Countdown, only on NASN.
In the hissle, the shizzle, yeah. Give me the ball, I go for it all. I gotta get mine, so you gotta get yours. Hey, I bet you wanna, I bet you wanna. Go prime time on NFL Network.
Oh yeah, baby, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Yeah, let's go primetime, presented by National Car Rental. Let's go primetime, baby. Number 10. I didn't say number, I said number. N-U-M-B-A. Andre Johnson, 11 catches, $141. Texas win their second game straight. Matt Schaub's go-to guy. The big fella goes to work each and every week. Number 9. All the way from Carolina, Steve Smith. Look at this precision, this route, this focus, this concentration, the catch, the touchdown, the celebration. 6 catches for $122. Panthers beat the Saints. And let's go Cable, baby. Congratulations to the Cable guy. Raiders interim head coach gets his first win. Janikowski for 57 yards. Cable's turned on. The Cable's turned on in Oakland. Number 7, somebody go get Coach Scholl. We got him on primetime, baby. The Bears special team coach Dave told Garrett Wolf scores after the punter drops the snap. Zach Bowman recovers in the end zone after the punt hits a Viking, and the Bears win 48-41. This is a scoring fest in Chicago. Number 6, Manuel D. Moore filling in for Willie Park. I love that name, Willie Parker. I may name my next child Willie Sanders. You like that, Coach? 20 carries for 120 yards.
What about the
two rushing TDs, 1 receiving. Packers defensive backs at number 5. Al Harris is out. Atari Bigby out, but the Packers held Peyton Manning to 229 yards, 21 of 42. They holding them up, baby. Number 4, Chris Johnson, 18 carries, 168 yards, and some obnoxious gum in his mouth at the press conference. Hey, I'm gonna holler at you, young fella. Number 3, Clinton Portis leads the league in rushing with 818 yards rushing, 27 for $175. His linemen love to block for him. And number 2, Lindell White, 17 carries, $149. And look at the big fella rumble right now. His hamstring, his back, everything is hurt. He's veering off the right. He's looking at the scoreboard, but the big fella still high steps. 3 TDs, including this 80-yard Titan 6-0. Steven Jackson, the Cowboy killer, 25 carries, $160, 3 TDs. The Rams roll, baby, over the Cowboys. We got problems in Dallas. I can't wait to get off this plane in the morning to address some of these issues. Let me get a call from the boss. Hey, thank you. National Car Rental, baby. I love it. Hey, made a mistake earlier. They got a tone for that. I said something. I said the defense of the Tennessee Titans were 13th. I meant 3rd.
Well,
these guys are good.
You just upgraded them by 10.
Yeah.
Here's what we learned on the program that's official. According to the Dallas Morning News, it's unraveling in Dallas. Unraveling.
I jumped off that bandwagon how long ago?
You're going to go see the boss?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. You going to see the boss tomorrow?
The boss is going to see me.
What are you going to tell him?
Coordinators. Challenge the coordinator. Grab the coordinators and just shake them. Just shake them. That's all you need. Don't hit them. Just shake them.
I am Colin, the Untamed Cole, Corey Williams,
Cullen Jenkins,
Johnny Jolly,
Marin Kevin, Muhammad Kabir Oluwariwaju Bajabia Miller,
Ryan Pickett, and we are the Packers D-line.
Playing in a system of constant rotation, the Packers' defensive line is the definition of a unit so cohesive that they insisted that they be interviewed together.
We really try to put others before ourselves. We try to put the team first, Everybody has a role. We support one another. When our numbers come up,